but does everything. She has a really successful reading at the cafe in Chicago, 5115 North Lincoln Avenue, that she does every Tuesday night. She's the editor of CC&D Magazine and the publisher of CC&D Magazine. She has a whole bunch of books that were put out by Scars Publications, a publication company that she runs. Plus, with every copy of CC&D Magazine, she comes out with a book of one of the poets that is in CC&D Magazine. We have some copies of CC&D up here, and we have some of her work up here, so come up and take a look at it and give her a really good listen, because she is phenomenal. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Janet Kuypers.
Hi there. Sorry, loud and obnoxious. We've got a little time, and I'm a little on the early side, and this thing doesn't tilt. So if I have my 10 minutes set of poems I was going to read tonight, I might read one or two other pieces that are from one of the books that are available, if that's cool with everybody. This first one is a short one. These are emotional ones, these ones I'm going to pull up for you. This first one is called The Burning. I take the final swig of vodka, feel it burn its way down my throat, hiss at it scorching my tongue, and reach for the bottle to pour myself another. I think of how my tonsils scream every time I let the alcohol rape me, and then I look down at my hands, shaking, holding that glass of poison, and think of how these were the hands that should have pushed you away from me, but didn't. And I keep wondering why I took your hell, took your poison. I remember how you burned your way through me. You corrupted me from the inside out, and I kept coming back. I let you infect me, and now you've burned a hole right through me. I hated it. Well, now I have to rid myself of you, and my escape is flowing between the ice cubes in the glass nestled in my palm. But I have to drink more. The burning doesn't last as long as you do. Thank you. I'm doing one more piece that is a long one, and this one is about the death of a loved one, but bear with me on this one. This is called Death Takes Many Forms. It is winter now. The trees have lost their leaves. The city is covered in a thin layer of soot and snow. The grass is dead. In the sunless sky, black birds circle overhead, searching for prey. An eerie cold settles over everything. Nothing is growing anymore. Death takes many forms. For you, death first came when you were 5 years old, and your mother had to give you 3 shots of insulin a day until you could take a needle to yourself. Did it hurt to push that needle into your arm the first time? Or did it hurt you more to know you had no choice? Death takes many forms. Death can be someone telling you without trying that they are losing their sight. Behind Coke bottle glasses, you would see me and say, "That's a nice black suit you're wearing." And I would tell you, "It's green." And you wouldn't believe me. You wouldn't hear the howling wind of the changing seasons. Death takes many forms. I know what follows the autumn wind. It is winter now. Do you remember when it happened? The changes are subtle. The temperature drops, first only slightly. It's almost imperceptible. Only when the first snow falls do you realize where all the seasons have gone. Death takes many forms. Death can be a sweat-soaked shirt, the shakes, dizziness when you needed food. You would look as pale as a ghost as I would hold your cold, wet arm and study you. Quick, some sugar will make everything better. Isn't everything better yet? Death takes many forms. The signs of death can come when you lose your circulation. "My feet are numb, Janet," you'd say. "I can't feel my feet anymore." And I would rub your feet for you, and you would say it makes a difference, that you feel better. If only I could do this forever. Death takes many forms. I said goodbye to you to travel my own road, but I didn't think it was the last goodbye. How was I to know? When I left, I knew you didn't want me to go. Now it's my turn. Why are we always saying goodbye to each other? Are you trying to teach me a lesson? Because if you are, well, I've learned it. Trust me, I have. You can come back now. Death takes many forms, and now it seems you've taken me down with you. You've taken me down into that casket with you, and I'm running my hand along your jacket lapel, and I can feel the coldness of winter all around me, and I can hear them shoveling the dirt over my head, and I want to get out, and I want to take you with me. Death takes many forms. Death can be that hole you left, you know. Right over here, just a little to the left. I keep wondering when all the pain will go away, when everything will be better. You once showed me that winter could be beautiful. Instead of the dark and dirty snow lacing the city's streets, you showed me a quieting snowfall over a lake at your parents' backyard, glistening in an untouched whiteness. I told you I hated winters, but you told me, this you don't hate. Well, I'm still learning. It is winter now, and death takes many forms. The seasons change for you and I. It is snowing, and something is ending. It is snowing. Somewhere, it is snowing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now I'm going to get to the pieces that I wanted to do for today, but now you get a taste of what I normally would come up with, I guess. Because we are out here, I thought I was going to pull together pieces that were all about cars. Maybe I'll find something about nature since I'm in the grass and there are trees nearby. Uh-oh, not nature and cars. What is that? It says we've got a lot of and this is Trunk Fest. I figured I'm going to do ones about cars and things with involved with traveling in cars. This is one called Keep Them Apart. They say headlights run in parallel lines. They never touch. But you know, when humans try to recreate nature, they never get it right. And I don't care how many miles it takes. I don't care how long it takes. But eventually, they will touch. They will cross. They will intermingle for one brief moment. You think they're meant to stay apart. You think you've done everything humanly possible to keep them apart. But they'll come together. Trust me. It doesn't matter where that car is traveling, to Colorado, through Utah, to California, to Las Vegas, even through Texas, past New Orleans. It doesn't matter if we have to kick people out of your home. It doesn't matter if we have to act like nothing's going on, because at some point, no matter how far away, no matter how remote, we'll get together. Even if it's only to cross each other and then go our separate ways. Thank you. As somebody laughed over there, I am going to do one that's something nature-related in between my car ones. I thought this was perfect because it is the end of May and the anniversary of D-Day is coming up. Seems perfect for this piece. This poem is called One by One, The Beech Trees Fell. I have lived at this grove all my life. The beautiful trees have always lined the roads. The beech trees even line the drive to our home. Everything was blooming by the end of May when you came in from the coast to our home. And the war didn't touch here. Could hear noise in the distance one morning. He told me some trees have already been felled on the General Field Marshal's urgent orders. Rommel was sure an attack was imminent. They couldn't leave trees for enemy hideouts, and so they fell our trees, one by one. Looked out the front door, saw our stripped land. These trees had souls, and no one mourns the loss of a species with roots on this land longer than we. They didn't do this everywhere. They left some trees up in fields so glider planes could be destroyed while landing. What lives are worth saving, I thought, as the soldiers continued doing their job after the beech trees fell. Thank you. Thank you. I figured I have to do that. It's the end of May. I have to. It'd be perfect. This is a short piece of prose, painfully short prose that I thought I'd try, because I don't just write poems, I guess. This is called Driving by His House. I know it's pretty pathetic of me. I don't know what I'm trying to prove. I don't even want to see him again. I don't want to have to think about him. I don't want to have to think about his big eyebrows or the fact that he hunches over a little when he walks or that he hurt me so much. I know it's pretty pathetic of me, but sometimes when I'm driving, I'll take a little detour and drive by his house. I'll just drive by. I won't slow down. I won't stop by. I won't say hello. I won't beat his head in. I won't even cry. I'll just drive by, see a few cars in the driveway, see no signs of life through the windows, and then I'll just keep driving. I don't know why I do it. He never sees me, and I never see him, although I thought I didn't want to see him anyway. When I first met him, I wasn't afraid of him. Now I am so afraid that I have to drive by his home every once in a while, just to remind myself of the fear. We all like the taste of fear, you know, that there's something out there that's stronger than us, that there's something out there that we can beat, even if we have to fight to the death. But that can't be it. No, it just can't be. I don't like this fear. I don't like it. I don't want to drive by. I want to be able to just go on with my life, to not think about it. I want to be strong again. I want to be strong. So today I did it again. I haven't done it in a while, drive by his house, but I did it again today. When I turned onto his street, I put on my sunglasses, so in case he saw me, he couldn't tell that I was actually looking. And then I picked up my car phone and acted like I was talking to someone. And I drove by, holding my car phone, talking to my imaginary friend, trying to unobviously glance over to the house on my left. There's a lamppost at the end of his driveway. I've always noticed it. That lampshade had a huge glass ball on the end. I always thought it looked ugly. This time, 3 cars were there. One of those could have been his. Through the front window, no people, no lights. I drive around the corner, take a turn, and get back onto the road that I was supposed to be on. One day, when I'm driving by and I get that feeling again, that feeling like death, well then, I just might do it again. Thank you. So, Molly, thank you. I also do Twitter-length poems, Janet Kuypers, so if you actually go to twitter.com/Janet Kuypers, if you have a great idea in your head, but you don't think you've got a long story behind it, you can come up with 160 characters or fewer, or do something really, really tiny. So I would have Twitter-length poems, and there's even a book out there called Tweet with a bunch of Twitter-length poems. But this is one of them, because it relates to cars. Why all these cars out here for Drunk Fest? This is called Keep Driving. You drove a convertible, and I saw you driving away in one, months after you died. Please, keep driving. I'm tired of chasing ghosts. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to do one last piece, then I'm going to call Awesome Dave up here to do some more poetry. He says he's not a poet, but this one is a cool piece, I think, and it talks about driving. This one is called Fantastic Car Crash. And our life is one big road trip now, and we set the cruise control and make our way down the expressway. And most of the time we're just moving in a straight line, and the scenery blurs. There's nothing to see. But I know it's inside of you, and I know what you're made of. I know there's no such thing as a calm with you. You are a fantastic car crash. You stop traffic in both directions as the gapers gawk, and the delay grows as everyone slows down and stares. Everything shatters with you, you know. It's a fantastic explosion. I try to duck and cover as metal flies through the air. And every time you leave the scene of an accident, I am left picking up the shards of glass from the windows. You know, the glass breaks into such tiny little pieces. They look like ice. It takes so long to pick up the pieces, and even though I'm careful, I'm still picking up the pieces, and I'm still on my knees. And the glass cuts into my hands, and the blood drips down to the streets. Think of it as my contribution to this fantastic car crash that is you, that is me, That is us, as I pull the glass from my hands and wave my hand to the line of traffic. Go ahead. Keep driving. This happens all the time. There's nothing to see here. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. David, up here, thank you very much for everything. Check out that awesome art here. Woo! Thank you.
And another poem by Janet Kuypers. Let's hear it for her. We got the new mic, so we need to have her test the new mic.
Hey, I get to test a new microphone. How do I sound, everybody?
Beautiful.
Woo! Yay! I sound beautiful. Rock on. This piece is called I'm Not Sick, But I'm Not Well. I'm not sick, but I'm not well, and I'm sure there's something I could do about this. I've popped the aspirin, the Tylenol, the ibuprofen, the codeine, the Prozac, the sleeping pills, and that thermometer is down my throat, and I'm gagging. I'm not sick, but I'm not well. The doctors find nothing wrong with me, and believe me, they've taken the x-rays, and they've stripped me down, and they've made me wear one of those god-awful paper robes, and they've felt me up, and they've checked me out, and they found what they were looking for, but didn't find anything I was looking for. I'm not sick, but I'm not well, and I can't help but think that everything I'm doing to make things better might only be making things worse. So I don't want to listen to what you have to say anymore. And I want this IV out of my arm, and I want this oxygen tube out of my nose, and I want that suppository out of my ass. And I want you to get that scalpel away from me, because I want everything I've got. I'm not sick, but I'm not well, and they want me if they can keep me in line, and they want me if they can cut me open and take out the insides and suck out the fat and suck out the life and make me generic and make me dependent, make me unreal, make me not whole. And I've walked that line with all you doctors, and I want all my parts back, and I want to be whole healthy. No, I'm not sick, and maybe I'm not well, but you're only making me worse. I don't have the answers, but neither do you. So instead of tearing me apart and dissecting me and studying the bones, let me just stay together for a while until I figure it all out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Janet Kuypers.